It's 3 a.m, March the 25th, 1944. In the dark waters of the Atlantic, Captain Raymond Teisler commands the U-boat U-976, stealthily surfacing to rendezvous with an escort convoy destined for the German subpens in the south of France. Meanwhile, on a clear but hazy morning at RAF Bredannick in Cornwall, England, the stage was set for an extraordinary mission. The 618 Squadron of the Royal Air Force was gearing up for a daring submarine hunt. These aircraft, the Mosquito Mark 18s, have been fitted with a secret weapon, a Molin's 57mm 6-pounder anti-tank gun. Intelligence was good. The operation was on. The runway was being extended when in a local pub it was overheard by the RAF ground crew that the labourers were making more so-called danger money than the actual pilots themselves. So they would leave their takeoff very late. So as the sun began to rise, the two Mark 18 anti-tank gun-loaded Mosquitoes became airborne and set their course at 140 degrees. And as they raced across the sea, 4 more Mosquitoes from 248 Squadron joined them in formation. Flying under radar at a daring 40 to 50 feet above the waves, they scanned the sea looking for any small outlines. The sub was out there. Intelligence was correct. The RAF Mosquitoes are now 400 miles from home. Still searching. They're coming up to the coordinates. This is where it should be. All of a sudden, the lead pilot spots something on the horizon. It's the unmistakable shapes of a ship, convoy, and within it a submarine. This is perfect. This is what they've been hunting for. The Mosquitoes quickly jettison their drop tanks. Shedding excess weight, it can make them vulnerable for the incoming anti-aircraft fire. They position themselves ready for the attack. The two Tetsi Mark 18s climb high into the sun. 248 goes for the ships. Gun button pressed, they unleash 4 20mm Hispano cannons and 4.303 Brownings, all mounted in the noses of the Mosquitoes. A devastating forward-firing firepower. The Mosquitoes relentlessly open up. All guns, all cannons, tracers streaking across decks, shells ripping through gun crews and superstructures. Fast and precise, the Mosquitoes weave and roll. Every foot of altitude and every knot of speed exploited, striking in controlled bursts. Each pass draws fire and holds the line, all buying crucial seconds for the soon-to-be attacking 618 Squadron, who are still climbing towards the sun, almost ready to strike the U-boat, which now finds itself trapped in shallow water and unable to dive. With the escort ships now pinned down with heavy fire, everything is falling into place. 248 Squadron's skill and suppression clears the way for the final assault. Undeterred by flak, pilot Doug Turner and navigator Des Curtis initiate a 35-degree daring dive, reaching speeds of 380 miles per hour towards the submarine, using the sun to cover their attack, training their Molin 6-pounder anti-tank gun just before their target. They fired the non-explosive solid steel shell to hit the water. They would aim just to the side of the U-boat. The shell fired at the right angle would run through the water like a torpedo, parallel to the surface and rip through the hull like butter, then ricochet inside the U-boat, finding its way back out again, causing double the damage. A truly brutal weapon. By now the U-boat had stopped weaving. It had lost its manoeuvrability and most of its guns. It was dead in the water. Final blow. Incoming. U-976, heavily damaged, began to slip under the waves. Out of the 51 crew members, 47 managed to survive the attack, 4 were mortally wounded. The remaining crew were all picked up by the escort and minesweepers and returned to base at Saint Nazaire. But the story did not end there. In December 1989, Flying Officer Des Curtis DFC wrote to the former U-976 captain Raymond Teisler, saying he led the aircraft that attacked his submarine off Saint Nazaire. The letter was sent. 10 days would pass, and no reply. But then, following their initial encounter, a great friendship would emerge between these warriors above and below the sea, uniting them in a shared purpose that reached beyond the skies and the oceans of World War II. Stay tuned for our CGI showcase of legendary Warbirds in action right now.
It's not about medals. It's not about thank you. But it's nice to be remembered.
Every aircraft you've just seen was built by us in CGI. If you enjoyed this, subscribe here on YouTube and follow us on TikTok and Facebook, because we're bringing even more historic Warbirds back to life. Thank you.